an ECU tendon issue that that unfortunately I've not fixed.
Watch this digital motion X-ray on this particular patient. These two bones are supposed to stay together. Look at how they separate. All the person's doing is going like that. Look at how much they go up and down, up and down. Look at that, look at that. Look at.
Hey, Shawn, Clement here, Wisdom in Golf. It's nuts what people put themselves through just to copy somebody on the PGA Tour. Now, look at what's happening to Jordan Spieth right now. He is really suffering a major wrist injury that could blow up in his face at any given time right now. He's talking about popping in his wrist. And we're talking about the radius and the ulna separating at their base at where the wrist is.
We're going to be around for the weekend and make a charge, but
seemed like something was starting to bother him through this stretch with that left wrist. This is tee shot at 16.
And that's one of the...
He's trying to create a bow in the wrist at the top of the backswing. Just to show you how weak that is. If I was playing baseball, there's no way that I would bow my wrist in order to hit a baseball. I would absolutely rip my wrist off. 150 out of the 200 top players in the world have a strong grip and a proper full wrist hinge on the anatomical snuff boxes. This is where the wrists are hinging here. It's the same wrist hinge that occurs for football throws, for fishing casts, for hammer, really solid, proper hammering. In order for you to feel like you can really square up the club, if you feel that you need to bow the wrist to square the club, and this is painful to you, please stop. Stop the insanity right now. Get yourself a very, so take your neutral grip if you like, and close the face 30 to 45 degrees. Then square it up. Now you have a strong grip. So from there, if I were to set up to the ball with just my lead hand on the club, and I want to feel like I can square the face naturally without even trying with only my lead hand on the club, this is where I would put it. If I put the hand neutral and then I'm coming toward the target, notice the hands are always going to lead the club. Look how open that is. So now I got to bow the wrist just to square the face more. Now, if I'm doing that with just my wrist and just this lead hand, I can't take a divot. I can't compress that ball. You will really need the help of your trail hand. And yes, if your trail hand is going to be trapping the ball and it's going to be helping that out, you can get away with it. But many golfers don't. Many golfers end up with wrist surgeries, and that should not be you. I got my super strong grip. Now watch what that's going to look like at the top of my backswing. See how it looks like my wrist is cupped? It's just hinged. If you look at how I'm going to make a fist and hammer a nail, notice when it hinges on that snuff box, there's a little bit of a cup, if you will, on the wrist, which has really been overused. Really bad cup is something that happens like this, where the wrist is collapsing. That's more of a wrist collapse at the top. And notice how the right wrist is bowing at that point. I'm looking for a proper set of both wrists at the top of the backswing without compromising my club face. I'm going to gather that back. Hear that sound? Man, that is just absolutely mashed. So we want a very strong lead hand. See how my thumb is on the side there? Really feels like I can apply some nice compression to the ball. Then I'll put my other hand on. See how super strong that is? You watch Ryan Fox. Man, that guy is super solid. So now from there, I'm going to go with a nice straight fade feeling shot. So I'm going to gather that, release it through. through. Man, did that feel so solid. Like if I'm going to, see how my hand is forward, my shaft is leaning forward, look at that club face. But if I go neutral, look at how closed that is. Well, what you don't realize is every instrument known to humanity, whether I'm going fishing, whether I'm slashing a sword through a bamboo shoot, notice the hand comes through before the sword. I would never let the sword come through before the hand. I would never let the fishing pole come before my hand. Now that we know that the hands are going to lead, well, start with an anatomically sound position to begin with. So let's say we're going to go a little 3-wood here. Nice strong grip. Gather. Woo! Look at that. That is just ripped. Nice little bullet out there, 232 carry. And we're looking at, look at that. Whoa, see that? Nice bullet up there, 232 carry. And the final tally is 250 yards. I'll take that into the wind. And look at that impact. Look how solid that is at the moment of impact. That is absolutely brilliant. Now, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do this left-handed. Oh, do you hear that sound? Wow. That was absolutely squeezed. Wonderful. Look at that impact position there. Awesome. And you'd think, see how gorgeous that is? You'd think you'd be hooking the snot out of it, but when you're swinging through the ball, collecting here and releasing out there, then you're not hooking the ball because you're moving through the ball and towards your target. Does that ever feel good? That feels amazing. Look at the spin on that. I got over 7,600 RPM on a 7-iron. It is so flush. Look at that beautiful, tight little draw. Here comes impact. Isn't that super deluxe? Nice club path from the inside, 6.3. Nice attack angle at 11 degrees down. Just phenomenal. So let's look at a fairway wood on that now. I got my little 5-wood here. This COBRA 5-wood is just spectacular. Set it up, same thing again. See how I've got my grip leaning up against it? Right there. That feels like I have so much leverage against that ball. So let's have a look. Ooh, hear that sound? Wow. 230 carry and 245 total. Look at that. Let's have a look at impact. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how stable that club face is coming through impact. Just phenomenal. And not a hook in sight. We're looking at only 137 side spin to the left. So that was a straight fade that I got on that ball right there. So let's look at that again. Square it up against that door frame. Use momentum. Wow, there's the draw. Oh, does that ever look good? That was screaming out there into the wind. So we're looking at over 240 yards again. Look at that ball speed, 156 miles an hour. I mean, I just absolutely crushed that. Let's look at impact. Look at that, right? Look how nice and how that's squared up for that draw right there. Beautiful club path. Now, all I have to do is feel like I'm going to be hammering up on that. So there's how it's going to square up on its own. And I'm just going to, instead of directing it down and through the door frame, now it feels like I'm going to be directing it up and through the door frame. See my tilt and how that's well positioned? So let's have a look at that. Not bad. Good ball speed there. Just a smidge toward the toe. All right, there's an easy 305, 163 ball speed. Backspin looked great. There's impact. Still very stable. So I felt like I caught that a little toward the toe. And notice when you catch it a little toward the toe, how it spins the face open. Look at how stable that club face looks coming through. Isn't that gorgeous? To give you an immense amount of strength and stability through impact, please go to the Stronger Grip. Take a look at most important video on grip ever, Shawn Clement. On our premium channel, it's called Important Grip Update, okay? That is, get ready to hammer down, get ready to hammer through. Notice I'm in a great position to hammer through over here, and everything is so solid and behind that shot. So for those of you who are looking for some coaching with this, you need some help with this, you want to get past this and get yourself into something very solid, go to wisdomingolfpremium.com. Check out our Eagle Plus program. Get with me. If you want more distance on your shots, get with my program with myself and with Munashe. And if you want some more performance on the golf course, you want to be able to take this to the golf course, get with the program that I have with my daughter Savannah. She's a performance coach now and member of the PGA of Canada, and she was certified by Carl Morris's Mind Factor, and you can't have a better person in your corner to help you perform and bring all this to the golf course. In the meantime, if you're looking for a very affordable launch monitor that you want to have a nice setup in your house, this has been the most reliable one out here on the iPad. Locks into the iPad right away. It's very reliable. It gives me the same numbers as the GC Quad, but at a quarter of the price, right? $4,500 versus $18,000. Big, big difference in value, okay? So enjoy that, and we'll see you next week. All the best.